Pilgrims, welcome to another episode of the Polygon Pilgrimage. Today I have a really quick and simple trick for you that something I was surprised to learn yesterday that not a lot of people know about. So I'm working here on a new asset, and I'll show you my concept art, so to speak. Here's an image of a real life, this is for a water main control system. This is the electrical circuitry for it, so I'm trying to replicate this. And these 6 components here you see here are my lowered down versions of these caps right here. So I'm working on these caps, and obviously all 6 are the same. So what I've done here is I took the first cap, threw it into a UV editor here, and if we pull this apart, you'll see there it is, nicely unwrapped, ready to go. So after I've done that, what you do is instead of having to unwrap 6 copies of this, if I take one of these, and as you can see here, what I've done is I've made a duplicate, and I snapped it to my original cylinders here. So what I'll do then is delete the original cylinder, and now I have my duplicate. But if you look at the secondary object I made here, it already has UV mapping coordinates, just like the original, because it's an exact duplicate of the first object. So this is a nice and quick trick in order to do unwraps for multiple objects that are all identical in your mesh without having to do them all one at a time. So the idea here is at the end what you would do is you would attach these objects all 6 together, and now if I pull up my, sorry I don't know why I closed it, now if I pull up my unwrap, you'll notice that they're exactly on top of one another. So if I select by full element, if I select these 2 things here, well, I have to select all of it, but there we are, let's get it all. Good. You'll notice that it selects everything here, but if I go to my move tool and move, you see the original is undisturbed. So what a really cool trick is if I select this, I've selected all of them, and now I'll move this to wherever I want it to be on my UV sheet once it's been properly scaled and moved in position. Now what I can do is, with this box selected, I can select one of each copy, and I like to make sure that I'm selecting the same object, not 2 different sources. So again, we'll just do this trick that does the same thing. Make sure we got it all. Yes. And now I will do an offset by 1 UV shell. Oops. Well, 1 UV shell right now is almost nothing because it hasn't been scaled down properly, but when you do this properly with the box and everything is all, this is very early on, it will separate it like that. And now your texture will repeat and they will all be painted together. Now this only works for things you want to be identically painted. If you look at my concept art here, so these metal parts are all the same, but then the wires are going to be different. So the wires I'm going to have to make separately, and they cannot use this trick. But for the metal components, which are basically the same, I can do so like this. So just a quick little trick I wanted to share with you guys in case you were not familiar. It's very easy to get sucked in and think, oh man, I have all these things unwrapped and I have to unwrap them all individually. Now the other thing is, once you've got them all unwrapped, you could then take these and say, you know what, I do want them to be unique, and then you can just stack them however you need to stack them. So that works too, but definitely make sure you work smarter, not harder, and duplicate the work you've already done and make use of it in the most efficient way you can. So just wanted to share this with you. I was surprised to hear yesterday somebody did not know this, and I thought, wow, no, there's a much better way. Let me share it with you guys. So hope you found this useful, and as always, please keep practicing, get better, and I'll see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.